I'm ashamed of you, Duncan, said Skarloey. You should think of your passengers. Passengers are just nuisances. They're always complaining. Skarloey was shocked. That's no way to talk, he said. Passengers are our coal and water. No passengers means no trains. No trains means no railway. Then we'd be on the scrap heap, my engine, and don't you forget it. Thank goodness Rheneas is coming home. Perhaps he'll teach you sense before it's too late. What has Rheneas to do with it? Rheneas saved our railway, said Skarloey.
Please, tell us about it, begged Peter Sam. The year before you came, things were very bad. We were on our last wheels. Mr. Hugh was driver and fireman, while the manager was guard. He did everything else too, and helped Mr. Hugh mend us in the shed. We expect 2 fresh engines next year, they told us, but we must keep the railway going now. If we don't, the railway will close. How awful, said Peter Sam in sympathy. I tried hard, though I couldn't do much, but Rheneas understood. It's my turn now, he would say. You've done more than your share of hard work. He was often short of steam, but always tried to struggle to a station and rest there. That, said Skarloey earnestly, is most important with passengers. Pah! Exclaimed Duncan. Passengers, Skarloey continued, don't mind stopping at stations. They can get out and walk around. That's what stations are for. But they get very cross if we stop at wrong places like viaducts. Then they say we're a bad railway and never come back. I remember Rheneas stopping at a wrong place once, said Skarloey. He couldn't help it, but he made up for it afterwards. That afternoon he had damp rails and a full train. There were even passengers in Beatrice, the guard's van. His wheels slipped dreadfully on the steep bit after the first station. But at last they gripped. The worst's over, he thought. Now we're away. Come along, he sang to the coaches. Come along! Oh, I've got a cramp! Rheneas groaned. He stopped, unable to move on the loneliest part of the line. The manager and Mr. Hugh examined him carefully. The passengers waited and watched. Rheneas eyed them anxiously. They looked cross. At last, Mr. Hugh stood up. Your valve gear on one side had jammed, he said. We've unfastened the rods and tied them up. Now, Rheneas, he went on, we need to reach the next station. Can you pull us there on one cylinder? I'll try, but the next station isn't the right station. Will the passengers be cross? Don't worry, smiled the manager. They know we can't reach the top station today. I'll do it. Everyone cheered, but Rheneas heard nothing. Mr. Hugh's relying on me. If I fail, the railway will close. It mustn't. I'll get there or burst. Everything blurred. He was really too tired to move another yard. But he did. And another. And another. And another. Till... I'm here at last, he wheezed. At the big station, the passengers thanked him. We expected a long walk, they said, but you brought us home. We'll come again and bring our friends. You're a gallant little engine, said the manager. When you're rested, we'll mend you, so you can be ready for tomorrow. Was Rheneas always ready for tomorrow? Always, smiled Skarloey. Whatever happened, Rheneas always pulled his train. It was Duncan who broke the silence. Thank you for telling us about Rheneas, he said. I was wrong. Passengers are important after all. All the little engines were at the wharf the day Rheneas came home. Some of the Fat Controller's engines were there too. Edward pushed Rheneas's truck to the siding, and the workmen carefully lifted him back to the rails. This was the signal for a chorus of whistles from engines large and small. But Rheneas was the happiest of all.
This helps the little engine to feel, he said, that at last he has really come home.